step on the green. I'm posted doing interviews, chilling with the team. I don't gotta do nothing, boy. I ain't trying to be mean, but tell them little ass punks that I'm here for the green. I ain't tripping, motherfucker. Said it's time to get hot. I'ma step back, step a little, top off the block. If I have to do something, boy, I pull out the chalk. Cause all the motherfuckers talk while I walk.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tony 2 Cents again, here down at Seaport Village. Today we got my boy Flo, Official Flo. Say what's up to the people, Flo.
It's Official510 Low. Go check us out. We doing the damn thing, man.
I'd give you a pound, but I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, I'm a little broken, man. I'm a little broken.
Yeah, I know. Last time I seen you a few months back, you had so what, you got stabbed or some junk, right?
Yeah, so
run me through that real fast. Let everybody know how much of a soldier you are.
Yeah, so last November out here in San Diego, as a matter of fact, in Ocean Beach, it was on Thanksgiving, the night of Thanksgiving. You know, I went to the family and went and
supposed to be a peaceful day.
It was supposed to be, right? But they say the bars aren't very peaceful on
that's Thanksgiving Eve, yeah.
So anyways, I go see the family, and then my brother calls me up and was like, yo, let's go play some pool, you know, on Thanksgiving. For sure. So we go over there, and some guy decided to just kind of pick problems with me. And little did we know he had 7 people in the parking lot. And me and my brother ended up getting jumped, and I got stabbed 5 times. And he got his shit busted, and he was knocked out. And it was a pretty tragic scene. It could have been a lot worse, but we're happy to be here.
Still standing here today. Like,
yeah, still got surgery.
Got shot 5 times, got stabbed 5 times.
Yeah,
Still breathing.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's just about making sure you can keep it going. You know.
That's it, man. That's it. Just gotta do what you can for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So you're from California, right? Not necessarily San Diego, but you're from North County, right?
Yeah. So
well, that's where you're at now. Where'd you grow up?
My migration to California came when I was 2. I was born in Texas.
Oh, okay.
And I moved out here when I was 2 years old.
Whereabouts?
I lived in actually Hemet, which is Riverside County.
Okay.
For about until I was 7 years old, and then I moved up to Oakland, California, which is Northern California, and that's where I lived. That's where I matured. That's where I became me. So it's like when people ask me where by technicality I'm from, it's like, oh, I'm from the Northern California, I'm from the Bay. But I moved down here back when I was about 18, and I started, you know, really pushing it. And I love it out here, man. I love it.
I'm gonna tell you,
oh my goodness.
I've been out here for a year right now from Jersey, and
ain't nothing like
Jersey, I love you, but
nothing like
this
it.
weather is just too nice. Let me tell you,
the ladies,
man.
the food.
Oh, the food. You can't pass the food up on me. I just had some angel shark here before you got down here. Ooh, that shit was good.
Yeah, no, you were telling me.
So what got you into music? Like, were you in school? I know a lot of elementary schools got kids in the choir and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What first got you into music?
So for me, it wasn't even music solely. Like, of course, everybody listens to their music and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
For me, it was poetry. I got into poetry.
Poetry, okay.
Yeah,
so,
and,
was there like a certain poet that you read as a kid growing up, or that a teacher you heard her mention in class? Like, what got you into poetry, and about how old were you at that time?
Well, interestingly enough, I was about 13, and I went through a real traumatic experience at that age, and it was one of those things where we had a counselor come to the school and whatnot, and she actually was like, hey, you seem like a very emotional kid, like you got anger in you and stuff like that. Why don't you write that stuff down and translate it into poetry? And I don't know what it was about it, but I kind of just took it up, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this a try. And it was ever since then. I had this teacher. I was gonna fail every class in 8th grade, and this teacher, she was like, look, check this out, if you pass, or if you write a poem tonight, memorize it, go to the assembly tomorrow, perform it, I'll pass you in my class. It was my English teacher. She had a lot of love for me. She knew I was good at writing, but that's about it, you know.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing that. I recited the poem, and I had this girl come up to me afterwards, and she was the baddest thing in school, and she was like, hey, can I get the lyrics to your rap? Oh, yeah, man, no problem. So I ended up printing them out, and I gave it to her, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm pretty good at this.
Guess I'm a rapper now, huh?
Yeah, no, I guess what I ended up finding out is that I have a little bit of flow to my poetry, you know what I mean?
There you go, yeah.
And it translated into what I do today.
That's what's up. All right, so going forward, so from, that was your early teenage, that was about 12, 13 years ago right now. So what happened between then and now? Like, is there a period of time where you kind of paused for a minute and then got back into it, or you've just been writing steady ever since then?
So I was, writing consistently, yes. Practicing my craft consistently, yes. But I did a little time up north. I did about 9 months.
Okay.
And so that pumped the brakes with me for that 9 months.
Definitely had a lot of time to write.
Yeah, and then no, for real. Actually,
I know all about
that's
all that too well,
that's
man.
when I started taking things really seriously. Is around that time that I caught that case, and I ended up moving out here, and I started pushing everything very tough, and then I violated probation out here and got sent away for 16 months. So
again, I know that feeling all too well. Yeah.
Man, just that one blunt, man. I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But it was I violated for 16 months, so there was another pause right there. You know what I mean? And those were some ultimate setbacks. And another thing was when I got stabbed. That was another pause of mine. You know?
So now, do you take those step backs and do you put them in? Like, how are they influenced into your music?
Oh, they're influenced drastically, and the reason why I say that is because if you listen to my music, I don't tend to rap about la-di-da-di, you know what I mean? I'll tend to like try to bring wisdom and my life experiences and like whatnot to the audience.
Kind of like the Nipseys and the Tupac, stuff like that.
In a sense, I also like to make sure that I'm hitting every market though. So I like to make sure that I can be played in the club, that my beats are hard enough, and that my vocals are melodic enough to be listened to casually, rather than this is hip hop or this is rap. Like, you know, this is real like.
So something for the clubs, for the radios,
exactly. For the
ladies, for the kickback, for the lady. You gotta have something for the lady.
Oh, mandatory. If the ladies listen to it,
the
everybody
guys
else
listen
does.
to it. Yeah, the guys follow the ladies. That's how it works, man. All right. So when did you start like actually really pushing and start like when was your first? How old were you when you first performed at a bar or a club or some kind of venue?
My first performance, actual performance, was the Showcase tour. Shout out to you guys. They put me on out here in San Diego. I was in their little competition. They had a competition across the United States, and I ended up getting first in California, which was tight. And we didn't end up moving any further past the leaderboard, but you know, we made that. We were happy about it. And but yeah, so that was my first show. It was actually here at Brick by Brick in San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah. We got an encore on that show too.
Really?
Yeah, we were the first ones up, and then, you know, it was one of those things where everybody was like,
so you basally set the bar.
Yeah,
and nobody could touch it.
Precisely. No, 100%. Like it was one of those
you had
things.
the pole vault set at 25 feet. You nailed it, but everybody else's ball was at like 18, and they couldn't even get over.
Exactly, and they're like, oh, we want to see that again. You know,
like, wait, can we get them out of here and get them back up here, please?
Exactly.
So now, before, how old were you when that took place?
I was 19.
So
I want to say
about 6
20.
years ago, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, no, I'm 24, about to be 25 now. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So now, before you, was that like your first main performance?
Yeah, man, that was my first time. Like, okay.
So how did you feel like when you're getting, and you went up first too, so you couldn't even like, you didn't get a chance to even see anybody else go up. You were like, okay, Official510Low, let's go get up on stage.
Yeah.
What were you feeling? How were your nerves? Like, were you nervous? Was there any fear? Like, you know, describe what you were going through at that time before you actually got up on stage and saw the crowd and how much they embraced you.
Yeah, so
I'm sure once you saw them embracing you, all that stuff just goes out the window.
So there's been changes in my performance, and that's good. Everybody has to grow, right? And that very first performance, man, when I went up there, I thought I was going to be so comfortable, like, because I'm from Oakland and we like to go hyphy in Oakland. We'll dance in front of anybody. We'll rap in front of anybody. Dumb out there, you know? So I thought I was going to be real comfortable. I got up there and my hand was shaking the whole time.
So before getting up there, you were good.
Yeah.
But as soon as you...
I stepped up there, and there wasn't even, mind you, 20, 30 people there, you know?
Oh, wow.
Because we were the first ones up. So it was like, everybody's still coming in at this point, you know what I mean?
So basically the real crowd was showing up as you were performing.
Exactly.
Oh,
so
okay.
it was one of those things where when I got up there, I couldn't stop shaking, but since then, I don't feel any nerves going on stage again. Like,
how long did it take for that hand to stop shaking while you were on stage?
3 performances.
Oh, so you had 3 songs?
Yeah, 3 different performances at different venues.
Oh,
It was my 3rd performance.
So even though you were nervous as hell up there, you were still able to hold the crowd.
I was able to project it. I was able to hold the crowd and whatnot.
So, but it took you doing it 3 times.
Yeah.
So 3rd time's the charm.
The 3rd
you didn't
time,
fail during that, thankfully.
Yeah.
You know, like some people, they would have, you know, that fear would have, that shaking it, they would have
back down.
Yeah, but you still had the crowd. It's funny because it's weird too because you actually had the crowd going, but you were still nervous as hell. Like you saw that they were embracing you, but the nerves, it just took to that 3rd performance to embrace it.
And if I can recall, I think you were at the what is it, the Too Short show that we
I
did
was
on
at
the
the boat when
horn
you
boat.
performed. Yeah, you killed that shit.
Oh yeah, man.
So was that your third one?
That's what I was getting at. That was the one that I did not shake. I was
that was the fourth. So that was the fourth one.
That was I was
okay.
so amped up. Like I was just ready to get up there. Like
because you killed it there.
Yeah, man. I knew
there was a couple of the other acts that I was like, damn, he could have just had a longer bit. Like fuck.
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying?
We ended up we ended up getting put up there, and I knew going in that we had a fire set list.
Yeah.
Like simple as that. I was like, I feel confident coming up there. I know all my lyrics. It's about to be game. You know? That's what it ended up turning out.
Absolutely. So obviously your fear was like it wasn't there until you got there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
exactly. It didn't click until then. You know?
Exactly. So what would you tell some people that that might hopefully be watching this and they want to pursue their dream but they're nervous? Like what would you tell them, especially so you have it while you kind of had the butterflies on stage, not before stage. So you're kind of on a different level than other people. I'm not saying one is worse or better than the other. It's just that there's different levels.
Yeah, no.
So what kind of advice would you give them to push through that?
I would say that if you guys are going through that fear of being on stage, push through it. Don't like you said. There's some people that they'll tend to like fall back a little bit, right? And they're not as amped anymore. Shake through it. Turn up even more, because that energy that you bring to the crowd, that crowd is gonna bring right back to you.
Stage presence is key, man.
100%.
You could have the dopest lyrics, dopest beats, but sometimes a horrible stage presence can turn a lot of people away because it's gonna be bland.
Yeah. No,
you know what I'm saying? So at that moment, like I said, your shit could be tight. People will listen to it, on the car, on the radio, whatever. But as far as going to see somebody perform, they're like, nah, I'm not gonna go because why? You know what I mean? He's not much of a performer, or she's not much of a performer on stage. So, yeah.
And another thing too is a lot of people they have this idea, right? Like let's say you're showing up to your first show, they have this idea, oh, it's gonna be big, a big stage, cordless mics, right? Well, like a lot of times you go to your first show, there's corded mics, you're on a small little platform stage, and you're in front of like a few people,
like 10, 20 people.
And you have to make that work. Like there's people that'll go up there, stand in one section and just rap like this, right? Or you can go and take that 4 feet that you have and go back and forth, and then say, screw the stage, I'm gonna go interact with the crowd for a little bit, and then hop back on stage.
That's what I do during karaoke.
As you should.
No, for real though, I do though. I walk around the bar, get people.
Feel like a superstar.
Yeah. Like I'm really big in your Tupac.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Might just,
But complexion issue.
Yeah, but it's alright. Everybody's having a good time, and that's all that matters, man. Yeah. So, you want to give you got any performances coming up, or
So we just dropped a new single on SoundCloud, on iTunes, on Spotify, on all platforms.
That's the one you got the music video coming out for?
Oh yeah, pick one featuring Q, man. By the way, go check out It's Official Q. He's one of my head artists on the label, and dude, he's crazy. He's like, I'd say our Nipsey of the label. Like he speaks the truth, he speaks the raw, you know what I mean?
And your label is It's Official.
The label is LOWLIFESTYLES.
LOWLIFESTYLES, that's right.
LOWLIFEENTERTAINMENT, yes sir. So, we're pushing very hard. We're about to release the music video to Pick One. I would say next week. So that'll be out.
Definitely check that out. I'll have that up on my page and Celeb Watch page as well.
Yes sir.
So being that we're talking about your songs, I want you to do a freestyle for us.
Okay, said I'm chilling here. I'm about to step on the green. I'm posted doing interviews, chilling with the team. I don't gotta do nothing, boy. I ain't trying to be mean, but tell them little ass punks that I'm here for the green. I ain't tripping, motherfucker. Said it's time to get hot. I'ma step back, step a little, chop off the block. If I have to do something, boy, I pull out the chalk. Cause all the motherfuckers talk while I walk. And I ain't worried about nothing. You can talk that shit. I got a 30-round clip for that mag on lip.
That was tight. All right, that's what's up. That's
all off the top. I don't write nothing. Like people, they be like, "Oh, bust a freestyle." So like, that's the one thing that's always bugged me throughout this whole industry, right? You see a lot of interviews, Power 106 and stuff like that. Oh, bust a freestyle for us. Here's a beat. Okay, they wrote all that, right? most of the time, I'd say about 80% of rappers that go on those, they have those bars written. And yes, of course, you want to show out your talent to the fullest. But if somebody's asking something raw, you give them that raw.
Yeah, like that's when I ask for a freestyle, I don't want something you already wrote. I want something right here, right now, on the spot.
Yes,
sir.
What I'm saying? Yes, sir.
That's how it is. No cell phones right here.
Yes, sir. No, and I like to when I freestyle, I like to rock off a beat, acapella.
So when you're creating a song, when you're listening to the beat, you're not writing anything down. You're just straight freestyling it in the studio, or you still do write some stuff down.
No, so my writing method is just that, it's writing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I freestyle the melodies first, so that way I know how that song is supposed to sound, and then I go back and I write to that melody. You see what I'm saying? And if it's one of those things where like I'm kind of just feeling this track and like I can't get the flow and the freestyle happened to work, yeah, bro, we'll throw it on there. Yeah, we'll keep it on there.
All right. Is there any anything you want to say to the people out there? Throw out some hashtags, where to follow you, stuff like that before we wrap this up.
Yeah, no, I want to say I want to thank Celebrity Watch for having me. First off,
thank you for coming down here.
I also want to say go follow It's Official Q. Like I said, go follow Official Low Lifestyles and go follow Official510Low, man. And hashtag Low Life Movement. We out here. LOWLIFESTYLES.com. You can get apparel. You can get your music downloaded for free, and you can get updates on all our artists. Thank you.
Don't forget to follow Celeb Watch as well on all platforms as well. Again, Lo, I want to thank you for taking the time out to drive down here to meet with us today on this beautiful day down here in lovely San Diego, California.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
The place I'm working on and trying to call home for a long time to come. All right, so once again, I'm Tony 2 Cents. This is my boy Lo right here, and this is
Celeb Watch.
You can watch the rise of your favorite celebrity stars. Hey, thanks for coming out, man.
Hey, man, thank you for having me.
Appreciate you, man. No doubt, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yes, sir.
For real.
And that's why you my motherfucking producer. Q, it's not all about you.
Inezma on the beat.
New year, new dough, time to get it poppin'. New whip, new clothes, I ain't feeling shopping. New crib, new hoes, all I got is options. All I gotta do is pick one. New year, new dough, time to get it poppin'. New whip, new clothes, I ain't feeling shopping. New crib, new hoes, all I got is options. All I gotta do is pick one. I pick one, maybe two, maybe three or four. Pop the tags, double that and get it for the low. I'm too gamed up, came to get a little more. Put a couple chains in my name, then I hit the show. You say you on like 3, but then you can't afford a drink, you ain't on like me.